Rap Radio. Raw and uncut.
Cubo, and welcome to Chicano Rap Radio. I'm your homie Snipes holding it down, and today we have the one and only Johnny D of Spanish Fly in the house. So without further ado, let's welcome the homeboy to the show. What's up, G? How you doing today?
I'm good, bro. How you doing, man?
I'm doing
How's
great.
everything with your family?
Everything's awesome. Everything's good. Family's good. I'm alive, so every day above ground is a good day.
Yeah, there you go.
Appreciate you making the time to join us. You've been doing the rap thing for a real long time, and you've been making moves, and it's good to see that you're still active and the Spanish Fly is still active and representing. Definitely wanted to get you on the show, so we finally were able to get you on. I always like to give the audience a little background information for those of the listeners who aren't familiar with the music or just getting introduced to Chicano rap. Just give them a little background information about who you are and where you're from. So let us know where you're from and how you got into the music.
All right, I grew up in Wilmington, California, and I started dabbling with music back in kind of like the Death Row era when like Snoop Dogg came out and the Dr. Dre and all that started. I started playing with music. I was saying 2001, and then got introduced to a group of Spanish Fly, the originators.
Mm-hmm.
Ese Daz. Yeah, I had an opportunity to spit for Daz, and then it was just he put me in the group, and it was like kind of like history from then on.
That's right. And growing up, what kind of influences did you have in regards to the music?
Music,
yeah,
it was I would say I had some influence with. I had a Spanish Fly with the 18 with a bullet was out at the time, so I knew who they were. And I listened to a lot of all that, like I said, the Death Row era, from Snoop Dogg to Dr. Dre. So, and then
Easy in there, yeah.
Hell yeah, all the drama with them, that good stuff. So a lot of gangster rap, influenced by a lot of gangster rap. So
West Coast gangster rap.
West Coast gangster rap for sure. A little bit of East Coast, but it's all West Coast for me.
Yeah. And when you first started, getting into the music, I mean, how did that happen? Were you a writer? Were you a freestyler?
You know what? It was I used to like DJ on the side, like a side job on the weekends, and I had my microphone. I had like the first burner ever, you put a CDR in it, and then you could record over it. So I started playing with that with my regular DJ system microphone in the recorder, and I would just spit on it, just practice. Well, not even practice, just doing it for fun, and then It just became something, and it just I got better and better with time. So then I started recording it, and then I was just everybody, all my homies were impressed and they liked it, so they're like, "Hey man, just keep it going." And I was feeling it.
What was the first song that you recorded that you would say like professionally in the studio? Do you remember?
Professional? That was with Ese Daz, because I recorded music of my DJ system, and I had like it was kind of quality, but the way that I had to record it was I had to record on a CD and then take that CD out and put it back on and then dub over it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to do a song all the way through. So that actually that crafted my talent, because to do that and do a chorus, and if you have another person, you have to hand the mic over, and for it to sound pretty good, it made me a beast, man. So when I got in that studio, when I met Daz, and I went in there and they broke it down he broke it down to where I just do one verse. I went in there with him, and it was just like magic. I went in there, the first time I went in the studio, an actual studio, was in Carson at Ese Daz's house, and I went in the booth and just killed it, bro. I recorded like 4 songs in one day.
Yeah,
in a couple hours.
And you're saying you were really good at it because of the way you used to record. I mean, you had to have your lyrics down, memorized. Have one.
It was
no punch-ins.
It was boot camp.
Yeah.
And then Daz was always saying, "Hey man, you can when you get in there, you kill it, dude. Like I go in there and I can drop a verse, perfect, and take a breath, won't have to stop or pause, or there was no I at that time I was never chopping in, no cutting in.
That's right.
Like throw a couple bars and then have to go and do it again. It wasn't. Yeah. That was not a problem. So we still do that to this day. But
good. Good. I think it's good to walk into the booth with your lyrics memorized and ready to go, because then you can play around with, with your cadence a little bit, the tone. You can kind of mix it up a little bit because you know your lyrics, But when you go in there
Yeah.
and you don't know your lyrics, I mean, it comes off in the recording. You can tell that it,
But you know what too though? I'll be honest with you. There's times where like a lot of times where I wrote in there, but as you had though, I think the only way you lose that moment is if you just take a break from it and write something else. I think when I wrote songs in the studio, as I'm writing it, I lace it right after. I don't let that momentum, because you have a pace of your verse that where you wave it or you change it up from what you're used to. And if you stop and not keep reciting that verse, you lose it. So what you're saying
Right.
is right, but there's times where I wrote the best stuff that was in the studio. But I
Okay.
choose my how I like to do it. I like to go in there with work. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
That's good.
Let's
Go
go
in
in
there
there with stuff
prepared.
prepared and lace like 4 songs, and then if we have extra time, I'll do one from scratch.
How did you link up with Ese Daz?
Ese Daz through a friend of a friend. I had a friend named Will, and no, I had a friend named friend Sean. He his homie was Will, and he used to like do like car stereos and all kinds of stuff. And he's like, hey man, I got a friend that raps from Carson, and I didn't know it was Ese Daz. I didn't know it was Spanish Fly, but he was like, yeah, I got a friend that raps, and you're pretty dope, because I was giving CDs out
Yeah.
of my music, and he's like, you're pretty dope. I can introduce you to him. So hey, yeah, cool, hell yeah, let's do that. And at that time, like the get down over here from Wilmington, San Pedro, and Carson, we didn't mess with each other, bro. Like it was when I'm me growing up, you don't mess with car, you don't kick it with Carson people, you don't kick it with Pedro people.
Yeah.
But now, it's totally different now. It's totally different period. But
Yeah.
that's what it was at that time. So I was like, I don't know, bro. But yeah, I'll chop it up with him,
Yeah.
And I didn't even know who he was until I went to the studio. Then I saw his walls and his posters and all that shit. I was like, damn, well, this is Daz right here from Spanish Fly.
Yeah.
So it was a trip. And then from then on, he basically co-signed me, and he put
That's
me on
right.
every single thing that he had going. And I was doing a solo project, like, and then it became me and him doing it. It was called 310 Suspects. From that, I started jumping on and giving them like I would help because I would be there, and I'll put my opinion on for the Spanish Fly album. It's called Crimes of Agony. I wasn't part of the group at the moment, but I was there giving my opinion, and basically helping out, being another set of eyes, another set of ears.
Mm-hmm.
And then so he's like, dude, you're contributing a lot to the group, and then they hit me up. They told me, him and E-Dub and Kool-Aid from Focus But Locals, they told me if I wanted to be a part of it.
That's right.
And
And then you made it official. When was that you would say, if you can think
that
back to a year or an album?
I would think like like the end of 01, maybe beginning of 02.
Okay.
When that was really, when it was doing when Focus But Locals was doing well, when it was just
Yeah.
on Power.
Yeah.
And then it started branching out to everybody else. But
That's
yeah,
right.
that's when they put me on, and then I became part of the group, and it was just moving from there, bro.
Yeah. Well, I think it's solid that Ese Daz, was, willing and open to cultivate other local talent, and to kind of bring that talent from the Harbor area together and put him on through Spanish Fly. I noticed you have a shirt that says Harbor area, so you're definitely proud of, uh, yeah, Harbor area. That's right. And there's a
MC
lot of
Pancho
talent.
hooked that up. MC Pancho
MC
hooked that
Pancho,
shirt up.
yeah, that's right. Shout out to
That's
MC
what I'm doing,
Pancho. Yeah, there's a lot of
definitely.
talent coming out of the Harbor area. I mean, a lot of talent coming out of everywhere, really. The whole purpose of Chicano Rap Radio is to highlight all this talent that we have,
Yeah.
throughout. There's so much talent. There's young talent, there's OG talent. There's people just getting into it. And so we definitely want to make sure that we highlight all that talent. And Johnny D is definitely part of that conversation. Now, what do you think makes your music unique from everybody else?
Unique is I would say the boom bap. I would say the originate the original style with the new, like, but not, I would say the original style but updated. They talk it's not everything is evolving, you know what I'm saying? Like you see Latino rap, Chicano rap, it's kind of it's making a plateau. It's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Especially in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So, but it's just evolving and still bringing that touch of hip hop to it. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, and
I
go ahead, go ahead.
no, so like I would say, like right now, the Spanish Fly group is more like a Wu-Tang clan,
Yeah,
a Mexican Wu-Tang, Latino Wu-Tang clan, because of how we move from like enemies and Mokes, because they're all everybody has a past, and everybody has, which is us, the future of Spanish Fly. And a lot of people do solo projects, like I'm doing one. My boy Enemies is doing a solo project. Mokes is working on a solo project. But then when we come together and bind, look what we create. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
the Ride With Me song is doing well right now, and we're doing it. We're not pushing it under any promotion. We're just pushing it under our own. We're creating our own page, and we're doing everything from scratch to get our movement going. To, where we should be since we paused.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
And I can see that definitely. And I want to get into that, but let's take a quick little break. You're listening to
yeah.
Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Hit us up at 805-395-6595 for your special requests, dedications, and shout-outs. Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Welcome back to Chicano Rap Radio. We're chopping it up with Johnny D of Spanish Fly. We've been talking about how he got into the music, how he linked up with Ese Daz and was contributing to one of their previous albums. And then eventually they made it official. So he became an official member of Spanish Fly. He's been grinding. He's been putting out music for a minute now. And some of the most recent music that they've put out with the song Ride With Me and, Press the Line and RIP. I mean, I wanted to get into that a little bit more. Tell me how the concept for Ride With Me came about.
Ride With Me, man, it was I pulled up to the studio, a session that we had, and Daz had a beat playing. So I always get there a little early, like pull up, get a coffee, get that full of coffee, and post up for a second before everybody gets there. And he played the beat. And then how it comes, like I will say, like I do majority of the hooks because I can harmonize pretty well, but I can rap too. So when he played it, I was like, oh man, this is a vibe. It's like it has that because it's a Tupac, not a Tupac sample.
Cool in the Game. It's the Cool in the Game guitar loop. And Tupac used it for Picture Me Rolling.
Yeah, Picture Me Rolling. So it had that whole that vibe, and I had that I don't know what it was, man. I was, how when you make that drive, because it's an hour drive to get to the studio with my boy Daz. So when you take that drive, you listen to music all the way up there.
Right.
So I had that whole Return of the Mac vibe in my head, that Return of the Mac. So I was like, that little tempo, just that little tempo. There's nothing. It's not a. And I was like, man, like just ride with me. And I was like, oh, that's dope. So when I put that part, and everything else just came to it. So I just had to finish it. All I need is a little piece, and then it just comes together like Legos.
Right.
Then, so before they even got to the studio, my boys, and he means the Mokes, before they even got to it, I was already recording the hook. So they came to a hook, they're like, damn, this fool, like, how do you come up with the hook so quick,
Right.
But yeah, it's a vibe, bro.
And you guys got down on that song and the video. I like the visuals to the video. I think all the verses, came out really good. The production of Ese Daz, is off the chain for sure. Anybody out there listening, make sure you treat yourself to some of this new Spanish Fly music. It's called Ride With Me, featuring all the new members or all the current members of Spanish Fly. They all have their own little unique style and ingredient that they bring to the table. So, make sure you check that out. You also back in I believe November of 2020, you put out a song called Press the Line. Tell me a little bit more about that song. What made you want to write that song?
Press the Line was what everything that was going on at that moment, from the economy to the rioting to the COVID and all that. It was just something I felt, and then seeing what they're doing with it, it was just a conjunction of everything, you know what I'm saying, at that moment. So and actually I wrote that when I was in the studio, talking about property taxes and etc. Because it's like how they're doing it was kind of like how can I say, keep the, I don't want to get into politics, but it was just it was just a vibe I had, man. I wrote that thing from scratch. It took me literally like less than an hour to do the whole song and write it and record it. It was just
Okay.
a vibe I was feeling at that moment. And I didn't want to, at first, I didn't want to do a song like that because, you know, you seen everybody touch on the subject right away as it happened. But it was just, I was feeling it at that moment. So that's when
Yeah.
well, let me just create the song. Let me do it. I
Yeah.
don't want to be, it's not a copy. I didn't feel like it was a copy. I thought it was my touch on what's happening at the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think, as lyricists, rappers, entertainers, however you want to see yourself. I think in some ways we are historians, and we do put, our own experiences or what's going on around us into our music, because it influences our lives, but also to kind of keep a record of it, and especially when there's things like that happened last year. There's so many things going on that impacted everybody's lives. I think everybody had something to say, and it sounded to me like you had something to say. And that's the
Yeah,
beautiful thing about music, is that, you get in the studio and you get it off your chest, and then you
yeah,
can play
definitely.
with it and move on.
It
And
was, yeah. I did have something to say. It was up, about the divorce rate rising because you're at home more. Yeah, people just it's you're losing your sanity, man. Like,
yeah,
you find out you find out a lot of things.
yeah,
APRs changing, but if you don't have, if they're giving you lower APRs for your houses, but if you don't have great credit, you can't use them, so it's
right,
pointless.
yeah,
So half of them can't even use it. It's a
yeah,
lot of little things, like, so it's like, so I was like, let me touch on it real quick.
yeah, and
I
definitely,
felt like doing it. And I think it came out real because it was a moment,
yeah, it,
you
it was
know.
definitely some real talk for sure. And I think a lot of the fans, they recognize that, they gave you props on the comments and saying, we need more of this, more social commentary, more realness for the community, and to enlighten everybody. Because I think also, it's important for us to do what we can to empower the community, to empower the people, and maybe, touch on subjects, that people aren't thinking about. Yeah, we can do
Exactly.
the songs about the partying life, and
Hmm.
kickback vibe and the summer vibes, but then every now and then we got to hit you with a little bit of knowledge, that way we can keep evolving as a community, as a people. So big props for doing that.
Thank you, bro.
You also you guys at Spanish Fly also put on an album a couple months back, the Reintroduction, is that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
What was the concept behind that album, the Reintroduction? Why was it called the Reintroduction, if you can share that
Introducing
with us?
the new, introducing the basically the third level of Spanish Fly, because there's been the originators from the from Daz. Daz been through the whole thing. That's why it's been blessed to be you know a part of this group. So it was just a reintroduction of the new group, the
Okay,
new and the old group combined it as one. It's a new
right,
combination of spitters, that
so it
were
makes sense.
blessed from all the, yeah, they were
Right,
blessed
right.
by from Frank and from Daz to create this group. Got the blessing for it. It wasn't just you know using the name to make a profit off.
Right, right, and I think the reintroduction, now hearing it, it definitely makes sense, because it's reintroducing Spanish Fly, the concept of the album, I'm sorry, the group, but
Yeah,
reintroducing the members that are contributing their own, unique flavor, to the music. So and I also saw that Ese Daz, was heavily involved in the production and a lot of the, the
yeah,
creative side of the music. And I think it came out sick. It came out dope. The reintroduction, Spanish Fly, still good to see you guys, putting out music, putting out new music, adding to the catalog.
brother. Yeah, it's crazy because like I told Daz, because it was basically I stepped away from the music a long time, like years and years, and Daz was still doing it. But like when I linked up with him, I'm like, yo, I want to get back in the studio. And then he's like, so it still lingered for a while, for months.
Yeah.
But then once I stepped in that studio and we started recording again, just right when I stepped in, I had songs ready to go. We recorded 4 songs, and he's like, dude, like I'm gonna jump on these. He goes, and he rapped on them, and it brought light. It says he like even people around him are saying, dude, you're putting livelihood into him, so he's motivated more. You know what I'm saying? He was doing music. It's good music, but it was just another vibe because that's what we had back then. It's like we never left. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So the
Right.
vibes were there. So when we went in there, it just became something bigger than what it was.
Yeah.
And then, because it was again, I went in there, and it wasn't. We're just doing my project. He wanted to just produce my project, and then we just put the Spanish Fly back together.
That's
You know,
right.
me and him from the second generation of it, and then we just we did we linked up with a couple people, and then we created the other two. We put the other two in the mix. We you know, and then it just became something great. So.
And recently, I feel like maybe 2 or 3 weeks before you guys released the other song "Ride with Me," you also put out another single called "R.I.P." What
Yeah,
is what was your reason behind wanting to do that song "R.I.P."?
RIP was a song basically saying rest in peace to Fino. Fino was part of the group, the second generation of Spanish Fly. He was the I'll say the Pocos Pero Loco area.
Okay.
He was part of the group at the time, and he passed away. So it was like just remembering him. And then I had a cousin that I was close with that passed away also. So those two people that were like big in my life that made an impact. I had a verse. I wrote a verse to it, and I put it. It just came together.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And then Dad jumped on it. He did a verse, and then I had Any Means on it too also.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You guys got down. I think it was a really good collaboration between all three of you, and you guys definitely did. Those people that impacted your life and passed away. You did them. You did justice. For
thank
their memory, and big props for that. I think a lot of people that we deal with death differently, and within the last year, there's been a lot of because of the whole virus and other
yeah,
things. I think we've lost a lot of solid ones, and so rest in peace to anybody that that has passed within the last year. And the one thing that we can do for everybody still here is just keep their memory alive and keep moving forward. Like the way they would want us to,
exactly.
and paying homage to them. It's also a good way of saying goodbye. So props to you for putting that song out. I think it came out dope. I want to get a little bit more into the future of Johnny D and Spanish Fly. But let's take a quick little break and we'll be right back. You're listening
Yes, sir.
to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Welcome back to Chicano Rap Radio. We're chopping it up with Johnny D of Spanish Fly. We've been talking about how he got into the music, how he linked up with Ese Daz. We've been talking about his contribution to, the previous albums and, his current music, the, RIP, paying homage to some of the people that he lost, Press the Line, giving you his 2 cents on, current events and trying to stay, relevant in today's world. I want to get a little bit more into the future of Johnny D and Johnny D of Spanish Fly. So do you have any upcoming projects that the fans can keep an eye out for?
Yeah, brother. I have my solo project coming out. It's called Big Dog Status. It should be out. I would say I don't want to give it an exact date. It's going to be in the middle of July.
Okay.
It's going to be out. Definitely going to be out in July. Middle of
Okay.
July it'll be out, and definitely I'll be doing promo. I'm pushing it out there, but it contains it features everybody from the group, so it's another branch of a Spanish Fly album. It's just from my perspective.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's a solo project.
It's a solo project that
force.
I've been wanting to do forever. And just like create my name along with the Fly, because people know me from the Fly, but they don't know who I am as a person. So I wanted to branch out for the moment and put this out, and then it's all Fly, because we're working on the Spanish Fly album right now, because my project's just being mixed and mastered, so that's all I'm waiting on to release. And it contains fire music. It's really, really good. Like I'm getting a lot of good feedback from it. And
what kind of features do you have on there?
Right, I have Crook the Felons on it. My boy Crook the Felons is dope. Any Means for sure. And I got Mokes from Mexiclan on there. I got my boy Hectic. Hectic's hard. Hectic's on there. I have Neck One, the super dope hip hop artist, Neck One. And then I might, if some, it's not set in stone, but I might have a couple more people, mystery guests on that.
Okay.
But until then, yeah.
Stay posted.
Stay posted. That's their choice. It's like, but yeah, I just kind of kept it at home. I didn't want that many features, but people that show love and support and that want to be part of what I'm doing, I'm open. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They can come and get on anything, and we respect each other's music. I'm all open for that. So
And when you do a solo project, I think it's important to do as many songs as you can, by yourself and not rely too much on features. I mean, you want to collab with other people, but
great,
especially you
great.
mentioned you want people to get to know you. Then we got to hear
Yeah,
you. And
exactly.
so I can't wait for that to come out. Sounds like it's right around the corner. It's being mixed and mastered
Yeah.
as we speak. Now, is that a
Yeah.
full length album or an EP?
It's gonna be a 13 tracks so far.
Okay,
So
that's
yeah,
right.
so it's a full length album, and it was everything was catered. Everything was produced by Daz, mixed and mastered, but though everything was catered beats. So I was like, he created the beat, but I came with concepts and added my touch to it, and we worked together, man.
That's right.
Dre and Snoop right there,
Yeah, yeah.
Mexican Dre and Snoop. So that's what it was. It was just, and it came together so dope. So this album's gonna impress people. So
What are some of the standout songs from it? I mean, I know they're all going to be fire, but there's got to be a few that maybe you're going to lead with. Which ones are
I have a
those?
song called I got a song called Hugo,
Hugo, Juice.
and it has juice, man, and it has it's dope. The chorus is dope. We talk about the concept of it, and then it has a little bit of scratches from the it wouldn't be LA without Mexicans, using the juice like Tupac
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing. It's so dope, dog. It's dope.
That's right.
And that one, I think that one's probably going to be the next music video.
Okay, that was my next question. That was my next
Yeah,
question. Which one's going to
yeah.
have the first visual? So Hugo is going to be the first one that's going to have visuals to it.
You know what? No, Press the Line and RIP. Those are the two visuals that I have on
that's right.
the project.
Yeah.
And then but Hugo, I think Hugo's going to be the next one, and then the same. We do two at a time, baby. We drop two, so we're going to do two videos in one day from my boy Concrete. Salute to Concrete. Amazing. That guy's amazing. He's the only one so far since I've been doing back in the game doing videos. He's the only one I mess with. You know what I'm saying? So he's solid. He's amazing. He makes anything happen.
Is he the one that did Ride With Me?
He did Ride With Me. Yeah.
Yeah, it came out dope.
He did Press the Line. He did RIP.
Okay.
He did a lot. He does all my videos now.
That's right.
So,
that's right. So we're looking forward to that. We're definitely going to support you. Anybody, listening right now, make sure you mark it on your calendar, mid-July, late July. Johnny D's album is coming out. Big Dog Status is going to have a lot of heaters on there, a lot of really good music. So make sure you treat yourself to, some West Coast classics. Any last words for the fans before we end the interview?
No, I just, do it for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Love to hear the comments and the respect of the music. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. It's a genuine hobby, and it could be and it is a lifestyle. So just stay tuned, man. Keep your ears open. Enjoy.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot for joining us. You're listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.